Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. We find ourselves once again in the map editor making this Crescent Island. We've added these shipwrecks. No, these were the first things we added because we were like, ooh, we need the shipwreck, no? We added a cave, a little walkthrough place, which has this lovely hillside around it so it doesn't look too out of place. We've added a very narrow river, a little stream running through the island, but there are things we have yet to finish off. Well, I mean, this place is not finished. This texture is going to be, well, it's going to be less noticeable as terrible texture, but we do need to add a few more points of focus before we start throwing a load of trees and stuff all over the island, and the trees are really going to make this place. We should also probably look at the steepness of these of the shoreline. I don't like it being so steep, so we could run round probably with the smoothing brush, with the amount cranked all the way up. In fact, if we turn the ocean off and then just get ourselves to a position where we can see that, so there we go, and then just brush around. That is smooth height, right? Smooth height. Yeah. So if we just really just make sure that this isn't too. No, that is actually doing something. It is actually. I was afraid for a moment that it wasn't doing nothing. I was like, oh, what is it doing? It's not doing nothing. I do not trust this brush. I think this brush is telling me lies. No, it's telling me little pocket pads. So what I don't want to do is change the shape of the island. I don't want the island to actually change shape, but I do want to keep this very smooth transition between shore and ocean. So that's the thing. So we have these lovely sandy beaches, rather than just kind of, well, here's some trees, here's some rocks, and here's the shoreline. You know, have fun with that, lads. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Of course, you will never really know until you're in the game how things are going to look. So until you do a test, it's like, oh no, this area is terrible. Why did I do this? Why? So we have done with that. So we turn the ocean back on. Blammo. Ocean's back on. Everything has now been smooth. The ocean, there's a nice transition between the sea, the sand, and the deepy watery bits. Nice. Good. What we are going to do today is probably just add a few little features. So we're going to have objects, and we're going to throw in some rocks and stuff. It's like, what are you doing? I do not believe you know what you're doing. These rocks, they are ugly. Do not throw in the rocks, no? I'm like, I cannot hear you. I'm throwing in the rocks. You say more rocks? So what we're doing is just looking for some delightfully shaped rocks. You are not a delightfully shaped rock. You are a delightfully shaped rock. So, we're just adding little points of interest to the island. That includes things like throwing in a tree. That was all the trees, and then we went back into rocks. It's kind of like tree freaking thingy, ficus tree. Oh, just a regular ficus tree, thank you. Okay, and it also gives us a kind of idea of the height of everything on the island. So what we're going to do is throw in a ficus, push that to there, and that gives us, because it gives us an idea of things like size of things, because we know how big a tree is, we can start making these little crafted interactions, I guess, maybe. Work with me. Just work with me. So what we're doing is just adding some rocks here, and then pushing this tree so it's just kind of touching the rock, but not touching the rock. We'll do another few. So if we close this off, grab another rock, press R to rotate, and then T, and then push that down into the ground, pull that back so that it's not really impeding on the pathway. So it's like, there's a path there and there's a path there, but they're kind of more natural and lumpy. Why is that lumpy? Terrain, soften, size down, amount up, Solving. Thank you. Curious. I don't like the triangle-y lumps. That's always a little bit of an issue. Right, okay. So we've got that. We've got some rocks here. I'll throw another little object. Let's throw a rock. Let's throw a small rock. Small rock? That's heresy. No, it's a small rock. See? And what we can also do is find some trees. Well, not actually trees, just plants. So what we're doing is adding these tiny little plants. That's not a tiny little plant. That's a huge plant. That's better. That's too big. Right, okay. So yeah, we're adding little plants to things like this in order to create just a little point of interest. What we can do is later on just go over the island and throw in trees all over the place and little shrubs. But these collections of rocks with the little ficus giving shade and these plants and stuff all working together, I find them really nice. You can just kind of make stuff like this. Just almost not quite garden center, but you know, just so that people running along can be like, oh, that's actually quite a pleasant thing. You know, of course, throw a little bush down, because who doesn't like a bush? And then we can find more ficus. More ficus. We can create bigger trees. Bigger, more, better access to the internet. There we go. Huh. That is a shrubbery tree. Shrubbery tree. Cool. Let's move that out. I think the small ones you can actually cut to pieces, and the big ones you can't because they are decoration. And that is the way the world works. So ficus 1 and ficus 2, yeah, we can stick it in the middle. That's not even a question at this point. Let's press T, let's drop that into the ground. Cool, press R. Make sure we are on the same bit of foliage. Cool, nice. And stuff around here. So here's an interesting little thing. We do have this little tunnel that goes through here. Now what we can do is hit up the terrain. Obviously, because we are hitting the terrain tool, we're going to save and then hit resume. And then we are going to hit raise and lower. We're going to hit lower. We're going to make sure the mount is all the way down. And we are going to change the size down as well. And what we want to do is just push this down in here so there's less grass. That's a little bit annoying. Well, it's not annoying, but it's just kind of that's probably actually pulling stuff upstairs down as well, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. And then we can just push this down along here. We might not even worry about smoothing it too much. I know some people have just had a heart attack and fallen off their chair, but because of the narrowness of this passage, I don't know if we're going to be able to smooth it that much. Still are going to have the old college try. There you go. But it's still going to be quite lumpy through here, I think. So, yes. Excellent. Again, let's have a look on top and see what's happened. Nothing visible. Good. Excellent. So, of course, we have this thing over the top as well, which is going to cause problems. Stuff like this is also going to cause massive issues. So, with that, you are going to say to yourself, well, I could play around raising and lowering the terrain, or I could just take a big rock and move the camera away so we can see it laying down. We are going to take the big rock, we're going to lay it down, press T, drop it into the terrain, so we've filled those holes in. And it's not visible from the inside. No. But in sort of smoothing and sorting out your terrain, you might get huge gaps which a player can fall down. And you don't want that, because players falling down holes, well, unless it's player falling down hole simulator 20, whatever your time scale is, You probably don't want stuff like that. It's not going to be a good thing. What we are going to do is we are going to find the old ficus tree. But why are you doing the ficus tree again, no? Because it's got these cool roots in it. Nice. You can kind of get away with it being on rock. And the reason we would want it being on rock is to kind of hide the top of this. I guess cave? What did we call it? Like a cut through or a cave or something? And you're like, you've just placed a tree on top of a thing. That doesn't make no sense. Why did you do? Why? Why? Well, 4 good questions. But we are also going to put a forest up here as well. So this sort of standing on its own is not really a thing. But oh my god, the camera is just bouncing around like freaking anything. These roots kind of look like they're poking into the rock, so it looks like this thing's got purchase, which isn't something I would normally do, but it does kind of look like the tree's grown up around the thing. So that's not really an issue there. We can also have one sort of clipped over the edge, maybe a little bit. Yeah. Better. What we don't want is them to be rotated in the same angle, because they would then look like it's just been placed. Are the roots in the ground? Yes, the roots are in the ground. So we are going to hit ficus 2 and just do the same thing that we've done before. That, I believe, did that hit something else? Oh no, that's the right thing. All right. I wish the camera. I'm not doing anything to the camera. It's just because of all these objects now. It's moving faster and slower the more you kind of move it around. I'm going to leave that one fairly open, like Mediterranean style, but I'm going to change this one a little bit with ficus 1 and ficus 2. So we're going to do that. Bring that in. Press T. Down. Good. Which gives a kind of a distinction between this one and that one when you're walking along the top. All right. That's the brilliant thing. Ficus trees. Well, let's put in some fruit. F-R-O-O-O-T. Quawa tree. I do believe the world could always do with more quawa. Yep, there's no. What are the other plants? There's no aloe at the moment. 0.38 is the build that we're currently on. Yeah, there's no aloe. I'm a little bit. Guys, come on, get the patch out already. But then 0.40 has actually broken a lot of stuff. Patch notes out. Well, as I'm recording this, because unusually I have to do a batch recording at the moment for reasons, and I don't ever do that. So yeah, we'll catch up. I usually do these the night that they go out. But if you're watching this one, yeah, this is a bit of a batch recording. So blammo. See this and this. And then, is that going to clip in that in any way? I don't want stuff clipped in, because then it looks like it's a computer game. Sounds like a curious thing to say, but yeah, there we go. So we got a little shrubby shrub up there. Nice. And then we can always do something here as well with the yucca. Ah, hello. Top of the morning to you. Right, that needs to come down a little bit. Bam, done. Cool. So you still have a gap there if you want to crawl through there, but it looks more like a pile of rocks than it does look like, hey, someone's just built this rando thing here. I'll probably leave one of these sides fairly open in case people want to build things there. We do have some shrubby shrubs. So I was manipulating the menu, but at the same time, because this was selected in the world, it got pushed down. You've got to be very careful when you got a lot of objects on the screen. So that is actually selected. If we hit terrain and objects, it actually just releases it. So we can grab a happy little shrub and just push that in there. Nice. So the happy little bush is just there to break up that rocky structure. And we can actually throw another happy little bush in there for a reason. Well, I was looking at that, I was eyeing it, and I was thinking, you know what, that could do with something in there, but it's got a shrub in there now. Can I not select that anymore? Ooh. Yeah. So, I was going to put like a rock or something in there, but I thought, nah, just throw a shrub in there instead. So for the entrance to this, well, what have we got here? What do we have here? Oh, what do we have here? We have this big old plant to mask some of the fact that there is a walkway through there. And we can do the same thing on the other side with plants. Plants. That'll do. No, you were perfect. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the island. There we go. In fact, no, there we don't go, because that needs to be rotated a little bit. Ah. Yeah. That's kind of okay. That's much better. There we go. I just don't want the leaves clipped into anything. Good. Right, so we have this sort of thing. The plants are used to soften the rocks, essentially. That is a must for stuff like this. In fact, well, I consider a must. Other people will just be like, no, mate, just going to make a pretty island, though, innit? It's fine. Do you. There's a good... I listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of the phrases that sort of comes up quite often is that how stuff works. It's a How Stuff Works network, and it's the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And they always say, never yuck on someone else's yum. I always find that quite a good phrase. So we're just going to throw some palm trees in here just to break up them rocks. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's all right. That's fine. So we can do that. Let's make it asymmetrical in terms of palm trees. I can't believe that coconuts are now going to make your little dude poop. Doesn't make any sense. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Why would that even be a thing? Yeah, coconuts. They're full of really good stuff. Makes me sad. Right, okay, so we're going to throw in some palm trees and stuff on here as well. Let's hit rotate. There we go. We could probably also throw in some other plants. Pines. No, I don't want the pines on the beach. They're probably okay, but young palm. There we go. So this is not the seeding of the island that we would normally do. This is just throwing in plants to make the areas that we've already created a little bit more natural. So what we've done is we put these rocks in here with the ficus, and the reason for that is that when you leave this cave, because walking into here, you're going to come through here, you're going to go, and then blam, you've got this in front of you instead of just openness. So that's the reason for that. You have something to look at. And if you go the other way, if you go, I've landed on the other side of the island, then blam, you've got this crescent to look at instead. And it's like, there's something here. We can hoppity hops. So yeah, there's stuff. It's good. I like this bit. This is a good bit. The other thing about the ficus tree. The other bit about the ficus tree is that you can do this. Look at this. What are you doing, my friend? You'll see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, you can have it so the branches go out over the water. Isn't that delightful? And then you just make sure the roots are not sort of popping up. So let's do that and that. Good. Ah, yes. There we go. Just rotate, because there's one branch that does stick out quite far. And so you get the shadow on the water. And you could be like, oh, I'm just going to be hopping across here. And you look and you're like, that's really nice. That's great. So we've added some plants. This is good. This is good. A good start. A good start. What we can also do is add some other plants along here. And the reason for adding that plants along here is because we haven't put a nana down yet. How have we got this far in and we haven't put a nana down? That is ridiculous. You should have said, you should be like, oh, you have not put a nana plant down. I was thinking, I was watching this and I was like, oh, where's my nanas? No? So, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah, that's beginning to come together. So when you start off and you're brushing in and you're like, I really don't know what this is going to look like. And then you turn around and suddenly, blam, that's going to be great. We're going to throw a load of pine trees down. It's going to be brilliant. Lovely places to camp. You're going to have that lovely light from the fire reflecting on the pine trees themselves and the palm trees. I know we're not tree specific here. We don't want that yet. Not yet. We want the palm. So we're going to throw some palms along here. Palms. And probably palm. Let's put another palm 2 and a palm 3. There we go. And then little young palms. Are they called young palms? Yeah, of course they are. Yeah. Oh, look at that. So we put the young palm there and the young palm 2 while we're doing these so we don't forget not to do them. Excellent. We've already done that there. So let's come over here and do the same thing here. Throw a few palm trees down. So we'll put palm 1. Of course we will. Palm 2. Palm 3 and 4. And then we can always put another palm. Oh, look at that. We've managed to toggle the tree whilst toggling the tree. Nice. What we're probably going to end up doing is putting some rocks and stuff there and making like little features out of stuff. That'd be nice. This is actually really, really coming together. I like it when you get to the point and you're like, no, I can see this working. I can actually see this working. So this back in the islands is a little bit bare, a little bit barren still. We're going to have to do something. Probably this area here needs something. This area over here is definitely needing a little love and attention. I just say we're going to put some rocks and stuff here. Why don't we do that? Why don't we actually do that so we can hit up rocks, regular rocks. We're going to put a big rock. Why are we putting rocks in? That makes no sense. Well, it's to break up the terrain. What? Why would you do that? I mean, why would we not? Come on. It's the world is ripe for big rocks. Also, it kind of reinforces the idea that these arms around the lagoon actually have like rock or something underneath them, which is why they haven't been worn away by time and tide. Okay. Good. Fine. So we're going to throw in some plants as well because there's like grassy stuff here, so we can do that. Blam. And it also gives us lovely structure to the island. I'm just kind of moving the camera around to try and really get some of these things in. Make sure they are actually tucked into the ground. They are tucked into the ground. That is good. That is wonderful. That is exactly what we want. You know what we also could do over here? Where it is a yucca. Why not? Why not? Just tuck it in there. Cool. Nice. I love it when a plan comes together. So we can also throw in, I think, a few more palm trees around the end here. Something a little bit bigger than that, certainly. We gotta go big. Oh, we're gonna go home. Go big or go home. Let's do that. Let's do this. So this is actually one of the cliff sixes that we'd be using for using to sketch out the island, but we actually left in the end, which is neat. Neat, certainly. Good. Everything's coming together. Everything's coming up roses. What we could also do is probably throw a rock in there, which gives this little island thing a reason to be there, a reason to be there. So we'll do that. Let's press T. This is like, why is there like a lumpy little island thing there? Is there a reason for that? Yeah, the reason is... Yeah, the reason is the reason. There's probably rock or something underneath there. Fine. Which also means that having rock there is not a... Yeah, that's fine. Probably rotate it a little bit more. Let's get one end into the old sandy sand. Good. Could probably even throw in a few plants there as well to say that, you know what, there is a wreck here, but plants have now taken over this area and have become sentient. Wait, that's not a good... Is that... No, that's not a good thing. Driftwood pile. I think we should probably have a driftwood pile. Yes, absolutely. That makes brilliant and total sense. So yeah, we need some plants. What plant would be out on the middle of an island which would be sentient? A banana plant, a triffid, a banana plant, but mostly a triffid and a banana plant. And there are no triffids in this game. What a curious thing. I mean, they've got a freaking gyrocopter. Why not a triffid? No, that would be completely stupid. And most people are not even going to know what a triffid is. Triffid's a plant that eats people. It has a tongue and it hits you with its tongue, and then you go blind, and then it numbs you down like an old Twix. From Day of the Triffids by... Oh God, who wrote Day of the Triffids? John Wyndham? I think, maybe? I don't know, look it up. Go look it up. I have read the book. I started watching, there was a BBC adaptation of it. I did start watching that, and I was just like, yeah, I haven't finished it. I bought it on Blu-ray back when I got a Blu-ray player, and it was like, I need Blu-ray. Probably actually smooth this off a bit up here as well. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to hit up terrain, and we're going to hit the smoothing tool, and we're going to hit this size. There we go. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. It's almost imperceptible, but the reasoning behind it is that it bothers me. It bothers me that it's not smooth. That's better. It's much better. Right, just a quick check to make sure that the stuff we built, stuff we built hasn't got huge gaps in that you can fall down along the cliffs. No. Good. I think we're actually okay for the time being. I think we're okay. Excellent. Brilliant. So what we have done is we've started to add some plants strategically to the island. We haven't actually gone around and just added stuff at random yet. There are still a few things that we need to do. This side of the island really does need some love. I think we're just going to put some rocks over the mouths of the rivers. And this area here definitely needs a look at. But you know what? For the time being, I am going to say, well, if you like this, definitely leave a subscribe. It's free. Don't you know? And tell your friends about the channel, because some people might want to know about stuff like this. And you know what? I will catch you guys next time.